Hey guys, today's video is a short rant on why I personally believe stories are important and how to use it efficiently to create good art. While I'm talking about this concept, I will be running a video in the background which shows the process I usually take to turn a sketch into a value pass. So let's get started. When you create art that is not based on a story, it usually feels soulless, like there is something that is always missing. Though people would love it visually, they would have a harder time connecting with the character on like a emotional basis. Oftentimes when we come across good art, we are automatically drawn to it. We are asking questions like, what is this character doing? Who is this character? Or what is this place? If it's really a well thought through piece, it'll answer these questions. This is what makes art so powerful. It can transport us to a completely different world and help us kind of understand the human experience in a much deeper way. I do understand sometimes art is created to capture the beauty of a specific location or like a time period. But all of our work can't just fall into that category. This will make our work lack variety, which basically kind of sparks the interest of people. If you keep it too much focused on just creating beautiful pieces, it'll become too monotonous. And this is a common problem that is faced by people who are starting out as they try to keep creating art that is technically super sound, but they tend to forget what had got them interested in the first place. Like, why did they start doing art? Story is generally the first thing that draws me into a piece of art. When I look at games or movies that I really like and that are really successful, the main selling point is not the VFX or like the insane graphics. It's usually the story. These stories should be relatable at a very human level. That is what really draws us into these games or like the movies that we like. And we can apply the same principle to the process of creating art. Though focusing on the quality of your art is really important, we should be giving equal or more importance to the aspect of telling stories. I would often create these short stories for my IP, but I would never go on a deeper level, trying to really understand the character I'm trying to create or like the world I'm trying to envision. What will often happen is like after a while I kind of run out of ideas. I basically run into a wall where I feel like I can't really push the design of the character or the world, or I lose the interest in developing the IP further. And this had become like a reoccurring pattern where I would end up creating these multiple IPs that I would in which I would start losing steam halfway through and I would just completely stop. It had taken a really long time for me to realize that the main ingredient that my artwork was lacking was the depth or the understanding of the culture I was developing. The moment I realized that to tell a good story, we need to have a really good understanding of the culture that we are telling the story about. It could be something as simple as what kind of food they eat, or it could be to the extent of understanding the whole social hierarchy. I would often sit for hours coming up with really detailed stories, spending time reading books and even listening to documentaries. I personally find it really enjoyable learning about these new cultures, and the things that I learn would be directly translated into the designs I develop. As I kept developing this process, I started to realize that my designs started to automatically feel more grounded, more relatable, and they started to feel alive. I hope this video has thrown some insight into the whole concept of why stories are important and how you guys can personally use this in the process of creating art. If you guys are interested in learning more about how I use stories to create my characters or environment, you can go to my website gibbyjoseph.com, which is GIBYJOSEPH.com. I will also be leaving a link to my mentorship program in the video description. And thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and do leave your thoughts and tips in the comments below. See you soon, guys.